Cool. Hey guys, it's Nana Tarot again, doing another reading for you. I might do like 2 more after this. There's a series of readings, so this is another one for you. This one will probably be about a relationship, not necessarily romantic, but just relationships in general. And whatever relationship comes up, this is the one that comes up. Okay. Oh, well, let's see. I'm using the, I'll let you guys know, Klimt Tarot. It's the pocket edition. I want to get the full size, but this is just such a delicious deck. I'm also using Carolyn Mice. I do not know how to pronounce her name. The archetype cards. Alright, so this is a relationship reading. Like I said, we'll just keep these over like this. How about that? Alright. This could be a romantic relationship. Alright. So, okay, so someone could be having a baby. Someone could be having a baby and someone is jealous. So you'll know if this is for you if you're pregnant, if you're having a baby and someone's jealous, or you get the vibe. Someone jealous. Once again, take this with a grain of salt. Not everyone who, is pregnant is gonna have like someone out to get them or hating. Like, let's stop it with the self-centeredness. Cause some people like everything's out to get me. But so 2 people. So it could be friends, family members, but I think one person is this 3 of Wands. I kind of feel like, I don't know if they have problems conceiving, but yeah, they have problems, or they've been looking for a way to deal with the problems. I'm gonna have to like cover this up because it's like clearly she ain't got no, and they take particular interest in your pregnancy and your family, because maybe this person is single and they also want a kid, but like you are like married and you've been working on this, and maybe you guys have had the same sort of journey together as far as like pregnancy issues. So this may not be a friendship that you like grew up with. This may be an online circle. I'm picking that online element up, maybe with the magnifying glass coming through. But it could be like you joined this online community for like women who couldn't have kids, right? And you get real close to one person and y'all talk a lot. And I feel like this person is asking you a whole bunch of information of what worked for you because they're trying to get pregnant, right? And so you guys have been sharing all of your stuff. I do sense though a little bit that this person isn't taking their advice for some reason. I don't know if there's an idea that they have to have like so many things in line first before they have a kid or before they can even begin to start the advice that you told, but there is some sort of resistance to the idea about it. Um, so yeah, so this person can be this person. It's like on some level too. Also, I feel like this is it's a pseudo deep relationship. So it could be something where you've been talking for a little while. You don't really know this person. I don't think you've met them and you've shared like some memories with them. Like maybe they've come over to your house or maybe you've met up for drinks or something like that. But I don't know if this person like has access to your most inner thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like the relationship you have, the relationship you have with this person is kind of surface level. Like if you didn't have this issue, I don't know if you would be friends with this person because it doesn't seem like you have that much in common with them. And I think it's because there's one half that has a very, I'm not going to say bountiful life because there's clearly this issue of fertility. And so that's like the ultimate bountiness, the bountifulness. But it's like you're kind of opposite. Like your circumstances are a little opposite. Because I feel like there's a lot going for this couple. I think there's a little bit of sadness with this person who's pregnant. Maybe because she feels like with her pregnancy, she's no longer a part of this community that is, I'm not going to say championing this like fertility issue, but definitely celebrates the people who go through it and makes them feel not alone. And because she now is pregnant, she is outside of that group. And it could be that this person, because of I'm just gonna say their own barrenness, they may be seeking to put you out the group. They may be seeking to isolate you from the other people. The other people may be happy for you. I don't know. Or they could be compensating for their infertility through other means. I don't want to sound harsh, but that could be something where like they have a lot of get-togethers because they don't really have any, they don't have children to look after and stuff like that, and so they need some sort of social interaction to talk with people, to talk about their issues and stuff like that, right? As opposed to like going out for play dates and stuff like that and watching a child develop. It's kind of like you watch, I don't know, your pursuits develop instead. But I definitely think that somebody has transitioned out of that group because they have gotten pregnant and they're really happy about it, but there is a little sadness because they're not really a part of this group anymore. But I feel like there's one half that's like, okay, dealing with that. And then there's another half that I kind of think is a little bit jealous. So you get to the justice part right here. And let's see what the archetypes were. Messiah and Hermit. Yeah, I feel like this may have been news to somebody who, and maybe it's because, okay, so maybe your pregnancy happened unexpectedly, but the time frame between when you told this person you were infertile and then when you became fertile again and got pregnant was short. So like maybe you've been you know, maybe in your like mid 30s and you've been struggling with infertility for like maybe 4 years. This person been struggling with it for like 12 or something like that. Um, or you may have been struggling for it for longer, actually. And there's something, I feel like there's something that this person does. It's something that you do, or this other person does, because you could be the person watching. And if you're a hater, stop that shit. There's something that, yeah, stop that shit if you're a hater. There's something that you cut out or you put an end to that spearhead your fertility. So I was thinking about fertility massage. You could increase certain herbs. You could go to a specialist doctor that helps. I'm not a physician. I don't know what the fuck you need to do for fertility. I don't want any kids right now, so I can't help you with that. But you obviously go to somebody that does help you, and the turnaround is very quick in comparison to this person. But I feel like this person is resistant to it, maybe because they think the methods that you did were stupid as shit, or they don't trust. They may not have, this may be enough finance. They may not have the money to do this, and they may be kind of bitter that you do have the support system of being with somebody to help support it. Like maybe you have a well-off family structure and this person doesn't, and that helps you a little bit because you know you can be vulnerable and stuff like that. And this person, yeah, they single and they go out and they deal with people, but it doesn't seem like they attract the right people. It's almost like their womb attracts all this like nasty energy, and then that's why Spirit is trying to tell them like don't give birth to nothing like this. So you could have a stable relationship and this person could not. This person could like be fucking around with a whole bunch of people that just they should be fucking around, and I think Spirit is trying to tell them like please fuck with people that you could have a stable relationship with or a stable child with. And I don't mean stable child as in like not having disease or something like that, but I think a stable energy, you know what I'm saying, that can go through the whole pregnancy, that you can deal with. Because if you end up having a child with somebody that I think is unstable or energetic mismatch, like that could set you off on a course of destruction and anguish and stuff like that, which ultimately happens over here. Spoiler alert. So they end up with the 9 because it's a helix, so it goes like this. So cool. So this person may just be kind of jealous and they may take some time out. I would say they may try to act like they're your friend, but it may just come to a point where you like, what? Cool. So there's that. Sorry if I keep getting up, guys. I want to check to make sure I have enough time to do all these readings. Cool. All right. You get to this point, Justice. I feel like there's like a birthday party or a baby shower or something that somebody go to, and they just don't get a welcome, like, or this person throws it, and but there's something off. Like I feel like there's something real off. Like maybe they don't like that you're shining, or maybe they're trying to outshine you. Maybe you know, this could be somebody who might show up with a +1, but the +1 don't end up like talking to them, ends up going to where like there's some sort of rejection, I kind of feel like, in the midst of all this like happiness, and somebody's not glad about that. Like this person is an outsider. They're an outsider. I feel like they can't partake in this festivities because, one, they're used to attention being on them, and this could be somebody who's used to, this could be a very, because it's the Queen of Wands, this could be a very successful person, but this is the one area in life that they feel like they've never succeeded at. Like, it's the one area. They're one of those, like, power, like, they like power women and stuff like that, but like deep down this is the one insecurity that if you like poke at, it really deflates them and they can't stand it. I think it's an issue that they've been trying to work on for years, and maybe they've been trying to seek something that they can't They can't find it. I think if they talk to somebody and really openly receive the information, they would deal with it. But I think there's something about wanting to know all the answers or wanting to have all the answers or something like that. There's some sort of pompousness and uppityness about this person that, like bouginess or something, that stops them from having this information, right? So this could be a thing where like they act standoffish, they leave the party, they aren't there, you know, they stay for a little bit and then they leave. They try to act like they're going somewhere. They might try to act like, you know, they're pregnant too or something. But whatever it is, I kind of feel like it doesn't necessarily rub you the right way because you have the Emperor. I think the Emperor is kind of looking like, what the fuck is this? Like, but it's like you handle it well. The Emperor stands in his power. But there's something because the bare chest for this card right here, it kind of does feel like it does hurt you a little bit because it could have been something, like I said, you were already kind of on the fence because of how your pregnancy was going. Like you're succeeding and you're doing well and you feel like, you know, you might feel like somebody is wishing you not so well because of this, and you feel kind of trapped because you no longer exist on this side, but you don't really exist on this side either. You know, you're not infertile, right? But you're not fertile in the sense that it's a well-rounded fertility. It's like you're happy that you're having a kid, but like I said before, it's kind of like it comes at a price at a social circle that may have held you up for a long time. But it's like in other areas of your life, like finances and family and stuff like that, you are very well supported as opposed to some of the people in this group. So you guys like have this issue. You may be really hurt. You may not talk to this person. They may have been with this Knight of Cups. They may try to come back and talk to you. I also see this with the eyes. They may have wanted to see what your reaction was. This could be a person that tests people a lot too, to be honest. So they try to come back and console you. You may have a health thing going on where like they try to console you. I'm gonna be real. This person may send you evil eye. Or they may not actually be there for you. They may like fake sympathy. And I think they think that you're gonna do the same thing that they did, which is like pull away and be like morose and stuff like that. And they're it's like they're there, but they're not there to help. Like they're there to help so far as I don't know. It just seemed like they may not want you to do better than them. Like you may have come from circumstances where you're not as wealthy and stuff like that, but you have other ways, right? Like you're married, you have a stable, committed relationship, you have a stable family life, things like that. This person may just be on their own, and on some level they don't want to admit that they like it, that they're too selfish to maybe like do the work or too stubborn to do the work that's required for them to, one, get pregnant, and then two, bring a stable, committed relationship. I don't think it's just a pregnancy. I think it's just a lot of other shit in their life that they kind of like, what? Like, why is this not working? It's like, bitch, because you don't do what the fuck you're supposed to do. So I think you're looking at that like you're hurt. And then so comes another point in time where you may get an invitation to go out with these people, with this group again, but you may decline it. Or if you do go, you might go home early or something like that. You might see that this isn't your circle, or you might bond with some of the other people a bit more. And maybe they reveal that this is a pattern that this person has. Or you just see that maybe in the larger group this is a pattern or cycle with these people and that you want to break away from. You may switch friends as well, and this person doesn't like that you're kind of chatting it out with this person. I think this person really isolates themselves, and it's an emotional energy that kind of stops them from having kids. I don't know if it's a physical thing so much as it is an emotional blockage that they need to work through. But in the end, we have the 9 of Swords for them and Death for you. So you may just end this relationship. You may log off of the online group, meet people IRL in real life, whatever. Let's see what's with this Death card. For some people, unfortunately, you may not have your baby. This is Temperance. And so that is something that you will have to deal with. But I don't see that for a lot of people. I think it's just moving away into your happiness. I think there's just still that sadness of not belonging nowhere. Like you may not have that many friends. You may feel like this is a betrayal. You may feel like, you know, I have all this good stuff. Why am I not happy? They just, yeah. You just may not be happy. Like this is Queen of Cups. You may not be happy. You may not be emotionally contented. I don't know if this person rubs off on you, and like that was the whole purpose of this lady, to like rub off on you so you can feel down and shit too. But it definitely feels like there's something that dies within you. But this person with this 9 of Swords, they get 9 of Coins. So I think they just gonna do their job and shit, and they gonna work on themselves and whatnot. And maybe they have a tower moment to where they really decide to open up. And once they do, they have a kid. Once they do, it falls, starts over. And maybe that's a lesson that this person needs to learn. Like, they finally, I don't know what happens to where they finally maybe internalize the message that you've been trying to show them. You may not have been telling them. You may have been showing them through your actions of how you live. Like, there may be a certain way that you live as opposed to how they live, that the universe with this Justice card rewarded you with a baby or the child, and they were not, because of something that they didn't work on and something that they didn't do. And in the end, they keep trying to force themselves to do their work, and then eventually they have to emotionally deal with it, and then they go off and they probably do have a kid. I don't know if they have a kid and enter a relationship, or just like maybe they have like artificial insemination, something like that, or surrogate or whatever. But they move on. You move on as well. I'm gonna say, for whoever has the pregnancy, there could be a loss of pregnancy. There could be, it's almost like this was reversed. So don't worry about that, because ultimately, I know people are just be like, oh my God, what are you, like, why are you saying this bad news? Ultimately, the way you lived your life was how you got rewarded in the first place. If you got rewarded the first time, let me see about this. If you got rewarded the first time, there's no way in hell you won't be rewarded the second time. The whole point is, if when you deal with this, to let it go and to move forward. And that was really what was holding you back in the first place. All the other times. Right? To just go for it. Just go for it. That's it. Go for it. Go for it. Have a youthful spirit. Go for it. Invest in the things. Invest in the people. Invest in your life. In a very genuine, wholehearted way. That's something that this person didn't do. They were very lopsided with the way that they dealt things. This person seemed like they had a family, they had caring connections, they had hobbies, they had tasks that they wanted to do, and there was no arrogance about it. You came as you are, plainly and naked, and you were rewarded with that. If you do suddenly lose, this, don't worry. Take the counseling, take the time you need. You have everything set up in place for you to bounce back. That's the point. This person had to learn that from you as well. They saw your life as an example, but they had to do the same thing. They had to learn how to bounce back. You have beggar, they have king. In the end, you may feel like if this goes downhill, you've lost a lot, and that's not necessarily the truth. You actually may end up balancing out a little bit more. Maybe you were a housewife or you decided to work again. It's almost like you you give a little bit of your sensitivity and this energy to this person, and they give it to you, and it balances it out. You may feel like this, but I don't think, it's the upside down. It's the light attribute confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens to spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And I think that's your lesson. That perhaps if you do go through this, the lesson for you to learn was to stay up here in this light energy. I feel like these are emotional and energetic things that are blocking people as opposed to like real, actual things blocking people. They have king. I feel like their life before excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Very, very harsh person. And they learn to become enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. I think they take charge of their life in a way that doesn't push people away and that isn't abrasive. And you both heal, whether it's because you lose something, or whether it is because you lose something as in the pregnancy, or you lose something as in the relationship. Both of you learn how to bounce back. This person probably is learning to be a little more vulnerable and interdependent, and you may learn a little bit about independence. So it's very interesting that it takes a turn, but yeah, it was a very topsy-turvy reading. Take what applies, what resonates with you. I mean, it's a good message to me. I think you can bounce back is what this deck, this reading specifically is saying for you. You can definitely bounce back. There's no reason for you to stay in this energy. Exactly. There's something about them that helped you examine your own way. There's something that they were trying to show you as well. So it wasn't all just you showing them something. It was them showing you something too. So both of y'all, you may not talk anymore, right? You may join a different group because you have a kid or now you're dealing with another issue. But you guys taught each other something. And you actually could come back and be cool because both of you guys have balanced yourselves out. But I think it was just a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of feeling in between, a little bit of just not feeling like you belong, childhood issues, womb issues, things like that, that kept you apart. And this could potentially be a really good friendship, but it was a lot in the way, and pregnancy was the way, or lack thereof, fertility or lack thereof was the way to get you guys together to see the lesson. So you may end up, getting a business or being a little more independent, still with that good structure, but maybe there was something about independence that you needed to learn, and there was something about vulnerability they needed to learn. So thank you for watching. Have a good day or night. Bye.